G'day. I just had a phone call coming in, and I had to stop. So this is hopefully either a new video, and the other one cut off very suddenly, or I can attach this other one on this part onto the last video. So I've just stitched along there, and then just sort of tack this down. So I'm just going to go up here and continue to hold that down, and then we'll start working on this part. I think that'll be really nice. Yeah, I love how it's looking so far. It's so cute. Okay, now, yeah, had to rearrange my haircut. So I just happened to be up, and I was explaining to you, and I noticed there was a phone call coming in. So where are we? Here. Yeah, I might even do another bit just to hold that down a little bit more. There we go. Okay, and what I might do is just finish that off, because you get the idea of what you need to do, and I'll come back and finish that. And then we'll put the button on there. Okay, now, so I'm umming and ahhing which button I want to use on there actually, whether it's that one or that one. Is pretty big, but it actually looks pretty good. Don't know, or even a little one. So we'll see. It's a choice between those three. So what I want to do here, I've got that there for inspiration. What's standing out the most to me is this beautiful yellow, and I think I will use this colour yellow because it just goes beautiful. This is sort of more of a, I don't know, it's a sort of a golder, darker tinge. I could probably incorporate some of that as well. So, and unlike this one, you can go as elaborate as you like, or just get highlight bits, because the colour underneath is actually rather pretty, so I don't want to take away from that either. You want to enhance it. Okay, that seems a little thick there. Good. Okay, do a knot. Some of them have got big yellow flowers, and then some of them have got probably more blues and purples, and they've got little yellow flowers, but all of them have got a little bit of yellow in them. So they've all got the same colour in them, but they're just different parts of the fabric. So they're all just slightly bit different. Want me to stick down. Don't want my stuff catching on anything. There we go. Let's do. Heater going on in the background. It's rather cool in here in winter. Okay, now, such pretty big colours. I think both of these I probably want to use for the purple. I need some of those. Okay, I'll start in the middle, and I might just do some straight little stitches going round. Like I did with this one, I don't want to have them too close together. I want to still see some of the yellow that's there. Just have a couple of little bits on there, enhancing what's already there. Looks like it's got a bit of a creamy yellow. And with that, always say don't go too close together, and I always end up being close together, but that's how it tends to go. So it's quite simple, this technique. I've seen, like when I did the collaboration, I did a few of these, and Sarah and Rachel Roxenberg, they tend to do this sort of stuff, and I love it, especially on vintage fabrics. I think it is beautiful. So okay. And this is just something you take your time doing. I just want to enjoy the process of doing this. I'll just stitch until you know, I feel I've done enough there, and then I'll show you maybe a different colour, and we can do some French knots. So pretty, so you just follow the pattern, let the design create where it's going to go for you. This sort of reminds me of when I was in the 90s. I used to do this long stitch or whatever it was called. They were like wool embroidery, and I had these frames, and I really enjoyed doing the I mean, you see them now all in the op shops, of like houses and all that kind of stuff, and I really love doing that. But I think this, it's very similar, but a bit more intricate. But it was basically similar to this. You had a design and you just coloured it in. It's probably why I like this, because it reminds me of art, except for you do it with fabric. So I'm just going to pick some of the flowers that I'm going to be colouring in. I like this one, I like the big blue one. I won't do all the purple ones, I'll do some of them. Yeah, so I'll do the centres of all of them probably, with some French knots and that. This looks a bit like a carnation actually. Now that might be a little faster if I do it that way. Yeah, might work. So busy yabbering away I don't notice. See this, it's, you know, you're colouring it in, but it's not like satin stitch where it's perfect if you know what I mean, because there's colour underneath. I'll bring it up to the camera and show you. A minute. Go to the next one. Okay, see there, it's like you've coloured it in and it is fairly close, but you can still see a little bit of that underneath. Okay, there we go. Quite relaxing, I like it. That's why I'm so quiet when I do it. Sort of get into the mode of doing it. Yeah, this way is a lot better. Where you're actually doing it rather than goes a lot faster this way. Okay. That one will probably end up here. And whenever there is any like white or cream, I tend to leave that. I don't tend to embroider that, so the inside of this is probably going to be left, and then I'll do the French knots. Okay, See, that's what I said. Remember, there was a bit that I'm like, oh, that seems rather thick. I think I've just found it. Here we go. Oh, I'm gonna have to cut that off and finish off because it hit that thick part. That's not working. There you go. A flaw in the actual thread, which is understandable. Nothing is ever perfect. Just makes it a little bit difficult to rethread. Okay, I'll go down with that and finish off. Okay. And since we're finished with that, I might just go into the middle and do some French knots. Now, I'm going to have a look if I've got purple in any of the others. Ooh. I've got a great deal of purple. Purple here. We'll have a look. But I think these are probably the goers. Okay. Come on. Like with the winter one, a lot of behind the scenes work. Was quite a bit of stitching and everything in the winter one, but yeah, no, I just enjoy doing it. See how it just stands out that little bit now. See, it actually works really well. It's probably a bit too. That's probably the closest. Then those three. I might use this. Since there's some there, it's a bit lighter. There we go. There's a bit of a darker bit. I'll utilise that. I think I used this one on this colour on Loretta's collab piece. Just stitched the whole lot in a darker colour. Is that meaning this a seed stitch around something? Okay. So I don't mind using a variegated thread because it did a few different colours. So go into the middle, and I might just do one. I'll just do one and then have a few stitches because it looks pretty fine. So when you do this, you pretty much do, I think I've done colonial knots on some of the bigger ones where I wanted the bigger knots, like probably in the middle, or double or triple French knots. We use lazy daisy stitches, which I might use on these leaves. I think I used lazy daisy on here. Stem stitch. So a few different. I might do 5, I think. Why not? And it manages to get all the dark that was on there, because the next lot is a bit lighter. Which I think this variegated thread is probably going to work really well. Let's see, there you go. I hope it's not flashing too much, just 5 little French knots. And then this colour here, it's almost that, yeah, this colour, it's really pretty. Okay, finish that off. And we're in with the light. Just like that. Used up all the dark. And now that we've got some light purple, I might use that. Well, that's going to be the button. Which ones will I do? So that's going to be the button there, and there. So maybe I can do that one and that one, and that one, and then that one, and just do French knots in the smaller ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So since it's got the light purple, I'll start with that. And because it's variegated, I'll probably get a few different colours, which is not a bad thing. And then maybe get some of that darker purple in the middle, which is actually quite nice. Tiny little stitch on the top. Hopefully you guys can see this, but you get my drift of what I'm trying to do. I'll do a couple of leaves actually. So we've done all the, you know, laying down, and now this part that we're doing here is all the fun part of filling in the gaps and making it look pretty. And just sort of select your flowers that you want to colour in. See, it's getting a little darker. It's still fairly light. The darkness is a little bit further up, so once it gets darker, I'll use that darker colour and go in the middle. So that way the beauty of that, I don't have to worry about swapping thread, which is good. Okay. Follow the way of the things are going. I think I might have to go across on this. There's a bit that goes here. And here. Keep going until I hit the dark, and then we'll change. And then we have the opposite, and I have a purple, a yellow. I might do a colonial knot, just one big colonial knot. Okay, we have now hit the dark, so we'll go back onto the dark bits while I've got the dark. Yes, see, that looks great. like that. And hope if I can see. A little more of the dark in there. Well, once I finish doing the darker bits, I'll bring it to the camera. May get another one. No. So it's gone back to the light, so what I'm going to do is just go back to the lighter ones, go underneath and continue on. So this is how to utilise a variegated thread to your advantage. Which is pretty cool. Bring it up to the camera in a minute. Oh! Probably felt that one. Okay. Yeah. Just want to utilise all the thread up. Oh, I've got it on there. Going through a few layers. See, I'll have enough to go all the way around, and then go back in when I have a bit of dark. Okay, see if I can use just what I've got on here so I don't have to rethread. You can do it. You anything like me, got to have it utilise every last little bit just so you don't have to worry about rethreading. Okay, I'm going to go down. And then this is a secret, if you've got not much left, you put your needle down where you need to go and go underneath. It makes it a little bit hard to tie off underneath, mind you, but I'll just show you. There we go. Can you see that? I've just gone in, and then when I hit the dark, I went along there. I still got a little bit more of the dark to do a little French knot. I'll leave that, and I'm going to do what I did then. Okay, so I'll grab some of this and grab a bit of that. So this is all the one colour, so since there's 3 flowers in a row, I think I'll do that one. Should be right there. Okay. So you go here, start there, and then you go quite close to it, and then come up where the point is and loop it around. And do that. And then I'll give it a bit of a point here, and then what I have been doing lately with these, sort of pull that down and then going in the middle and filling it in too, just with a bit of a stitch so it gives it a centre. So I'll go back to this one I could probably, because it's got quite a long bit there, I might just give it a stem, then go next to it and go next to that and come up through the top. So this is just what's called a lazy daisy stitch. Go around it and come closer to the camera on the last one and come up in the middle. It holds that down and then come up. So I'll come up through here. There we go. And bring it up closer so you can see. So you've got it coming through there, so you go fairly close next to it and you come up at the tip of that and go around. And if you want it to be fairly open, for some reason my lazy daisies never seem to turn out quite that great. I don't know why, but that's just how it is. And then I'm going to go back through the middle, just in the middle there. That's pulling that down. There you go. There, and then I'll just do a stitch in the middle, which gives sort of colours it in a little more. There. You can still see that from the outside, but it's sort of given it a little bit more of a 3D kind of look. Since I've got it, I might go here. I was thinking of quite a bit over. Yep. Stitching here. I might do just a small stem stitch. Yep. So that's what you do on the smaller leaves. Just do teeny weeny little. These are a little bit bigger, so they've got that little bit in the middle, but on the smaller leaves, I'll probably just do the lazy daisy without the bit in the middle. When I was stitching that on, I sort of went over this stem a little bit. That's why I thought I'm gonna redo it. It's got a couple of leaves. No, not leaves. Stitches on there. Okay. So there you go. Now around the bunny, I don't know if I showed you. So we just do straight stitch in brown. I'm doing just along here and along there. Probably do a few bits and pieces off camera, and then I'll come back. And I mean, we've got to do the garden because I encroached in the first video with my winter one. I may get a third spring one and, you know, show you. I was actually thinking on in these little bits here doing little French knots. Like I'm going to just do pistol stitch and all that kind of stuff there, but maybe some French knots to make that, incorporate that into that little garden that I wanted to do. So maybe a variegated green for just little bits of grass or whatever, and then come back with some colour to do some flowers in some pistol stitch. So I quite like how it is looking. So there's the yellow, there's that, and there's that. And I've got this variegated bluey colour that I wouldn't mind. What I would probably do there is probably colour in that and just pick out some of the bits in there maybe and highlight these because it's very faint, but I want to make it look like the flowers. And in the flowers there, where is it? I think I just did a stem stitch, but that's the light, so I might even just go along with that green and do a few lines in between some of these flowers in that darker green. So just pick out what you want. So in the next video you'll see I've done a little bit more of the stitching, and yeah, and I'll be doing finishing off, so it's going to have a third video. And then the one after that is going to be where I do the actual saying part, and I might even show you how I was going to do this as a quilt, but I'm thinking I've got a space just above my like here where you are here, that's a shelf, and then I've got a place that I had something, and I might put 4 frames and just have the 4 frames, and then over the top of the frame I want to do something maybe a little bit like this, like what I've got there, except for just in the maybe some of the fabrics that I've got left over, and hang it over the top with the saying, find the joy in every season. So here was my original design of how I wanted to do it, like put all the pieces together and sew them together. So if you want to still do that, and then just so I might still do that, find the joy in every season, just a strip, and have a heart and all that, and just get some of the bits of colour and incorporate it. So that's going to be the next video after I do the finishing off. So okay guys, well thank you very much, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.